exciting day because I'm about to drive the new Exige Sport 380. So I'm just going to go out and drive the same route. I'm going to get a feel for it in this car, and I'm going to use that as my baseline to really gauge the differences in the new car. For anyone new to the whole Exige thing though, the stuff I'm talking about are going to be very fine nuances. Anyone new to the Exige thing is going to be equally blown away by either car and the level of communication and response, feedback, and the degree of driver involvement. I don't think can be better than any price. Obviously the engines are going to be all but identical. The new 380's only running slightly more boost pressure. Anyway, I need to get a feel for this. Unfortunately, the day is not great. Cold January day, the roads are still greasy. There's a sheen on the roads, but it is dry. It is warming up. The roads aren't yet bone dry, so it's going to be very interesting. Can I get the power down from a car as light as the Lotus Exige with an engine as powerful as the mighty Lotus Carlton? That really is the magic recipe that the 380 offers. A Lotus Carlton engine in an Elise tub. That is quite a compelling thought. We'll see. So yeah, there's a stunning immediacy to an Exige. Do feel fantastic to drive. I feel entertained enough just driving them. I don't miss the stereo in this car at all. Never have. So what am I expecting of the new Sport 380 Exige? Well, car this light, you've got to be able to feel another 30 horsepower. So I'm definitely expecting it to feel a bit quicker in a straight line. I'm expecting perhaps the ride to be a little bit better than this, because this is on the Nitron adjustable dampers. But I just wanted to drive the same road to get a feel for the Exige that I love, which is the Cup car. I do love all the Cup car elements. This remains the best Lotus car from my personal taste that I've driven to date. So, is it possible that I might not prefer the 380? I suppose it's possible. We'll see. We'll see very soon. So I'm expecting it to feel faster. I don't think I'll be able to tell the difference in front end grip today. I think in either case, the front end grip is limited not by the front tyre but by the road surface. I'm expecting it to sound quite a lot different. I'm expecting it to sound quite a lot louder. To be a bit quieter inside with some sound deadening, which I believe this one I'm going to drive has. So it's going to be very interesting. here we are in the Exige Sport 380 then. Let us try this for size. I haven't been very far in it yet, and I haven't pressed on at any. I haven't used any of the performance yet, but I can tell you some pretty stark differences straight away. Surprisingly big differences. So this sadly is a road, just a lovely road, just full of traffic and boring people. So I'll go this way. So straight away, the first thing, and very surprising thing, to be honest, given how small a difference it is that it is actually easier to get into. These carbon sills are shining and slippery. They're also, I think, about a centimetre lower. And I was amazed at what difference that makes to getting in and out. So I've kind of written these carbon sills off as just interior carbon bling with no real purpose. In fact, I thought they were a really silly idea because you're going to scratch them. Somebody cleverer than me suggested put some paint protection film on them. But they're actually really good for slipping in and out of the car. They do definitely make it easier. So here we are, the Sport 380 at Montparnasse. I've been waiting to drive this car for quite a while. Those of you familiar with the Sport 350 and previous Exiges will know this steering wheel. It's much chunkier than the one in my car. And it's lovely. It's a really nice, it's the airbag wheel, standard airbag wheel. It's lovely. The gear shift is shorter throw. Fantastically precise, I have to say, the gear shift, I think you'd want that. I don't know how it works on the track, but it works as well. I love the gear shift in my car, but yeah, this is, I wouldn't say night and day improvement, but it's definitely better. But then I'm talking to someone that loves the standard gear shift. So steering actually feels slightly lighter. I would like to think that is the forged wheels. The steering actually feels lighter. Time for some driving. So yes. Weight ratio is dramatically quite a lot bigger. If you can't feel 30 horsepower in an Exige, I'm not sure you'll ever feel it in any car. The one thing you will notice is the noise. It is dramatically transformed from the standard car. There are still some question marks as to what's going to happen on track days, which is potentially a very major issue that Lotus need to address. Potentially. However, I believe Bell & Colville are working on a fix for that. But aside from that, as a road car, this, as the Evora 400 before it did, this has taken a quantum leap. You would not believe it's the same engine. It sounds like they've shoved a Diablo engine in the back of this car. It is ludicrously loud, but actually a very nice, very addictive note. It's a stunning exhaust note. As before, the Exige sounds a little bit more raw and a bit more angry than an Evora, which if anything sounds a bit more sort of expensive. Now I'm starting off in regular tool mode, and when it's time for the exhaust valves to open, there's no mistaking when the exhaust valves are open. When they're open, you know it. I thought perhaps it might have been too loud, but I have to say it is cheesy grin inducing stunning. So this is third gear, 40 miles an hour. faster? Yes, it's faster. It's faster. You can feel it tightening the screw. If that means anything at all. Over the last sort of 5 onwards, you can just feel that there's almost a second wind it gets. The torque does feel the same as it should. The torque is very close. But yes, this is quite a ride. It's quite a thrill ride. It does make it more of an experience on the road. Those of you, it does make it feel all the more like a junior exotic. Junior exotic, compact exotic, I think is a better word. It feels like a small exotic car. It's a very exotic, expensive sounding note. Whereas my car was just angry, this is more tuneful. So anyway, this is still in normal mode, this is second gear. So the throttle response is like. The brakes feel fantastic. It's like falling off. It's like falling forwards, it's quicker. It's quicker, you can feel 30 horsepower. I have to say, with a bit of speed, I thought initially the ride wasn't any more compliant actually than my Cup car. I think it is a little at speed. At low speed it feels very firm. Reassuringly so, I'd say. People are going to hear you coming from some distance away in this. Yeah, overall, it does feel like a useful step, I would have to admit. I was prepared to admit that I probably couldn't feel that much difference, especially on a cold day like today. I can feel the difference, and I'll probably notice it more when I get back into my Cup car. So yeah, there's a very nice extra push, sustained push. Same pedals, just as good for heel and toe. Should we try sport mode? Try sport mode. Gap in the traffic. Probably not. So we'll try sport mode. So yeah, it's morally lower down. Will the throttle response be improved? It's the second gear again. Feel how much narrower it is. I think the extra driving aggressively close to you. Lovely fluidity is still there. It's never going to go away. Yeah, you just pour it into corners. Steering response is possibly even sharper in the Exige Cup car with the lower profile tyres. 81ZZRs and very stiff sidewalls. And that really contributes to a very alert turning. So on balance then, this is a very naughty thing indeed, and my great thanks to Jamie and Ben Colville for letting me try the car. It does feel really nicely developed actually, it feels very polished. It's in a lovely spec this. All those worries about, oh, shall I have aircon or not, it weighs 15 kilos. This engine has enough power to make that 15 kilos an irrelevance, so I wouldn't worry about that. it does feel like it would find more speed on a straight than my current car, which I'm glad about, because I think it's easy to be a bit cynical. Some quarters have argued that, you know, just increasing the boost pressure a little bit as a token upgrade, it feels well worth doing. You can definitely feel a bit more boost. It feels a little bit more boosty, up over 5,000. I thought I'd miss the extra 200 revs at the top of the rev range. I don't, if I'm being honest. Sounds better than the older car from 5 onwards anyway, whatever revs you're doing. So even at 7.2, the other car doesn't sound better than this does at 7. It's a lovely thing. I think in some ways my dream spec for this would be to, if I was an occasional track day user, I would get it in roadster form and go and drive all over the Alps and absolutely have the time of your life. It'd be an amazing car for that. And in sport form, it does feel like it wouldn't be uncomfortable on a longer trip, which is great. So yeah, blinding job. I have to admit to being a little bit cynical about this, and like a lot of people, I was hoping for a charge-cooled Exige 400. However, it doesn't. This car is very convincing when you drive it, when you're in it. I actually think prioritising weight over power increase is a very Lotus approach. I think that's very true to the Lotus philosophy. And I'm glad they did it with the Exige. If you want the charge-cooled car, you've now got the Evora Sport 410, which must be an absolutely fantastic thing. You're going to play tunes in this car all over the Alps. That V6 will be ricocheting off the walls of the mountains. It would be package, a very convincing package. Driving is believing. This is a fantastic upgrade, a worthy upgrade for anyone who's perhaps had a V6S for a while and feels like they're ready to change. It's a great car to look at, a great package. Huge fun. Feels very nicely set up for the road actually. So it'll be really interesting getting back in the V6 car. I'm sure all the differences will be highlighted there. beauty. Those with one on order will be delighted. It is a very naughty car indeed, a proper little animal. Beastly thing. I love these. It's one of my favourite details on the car. Carbon here, carbon, carbon, carbon. So thin it actually does push in, but isn't noisy. Love that, love these, love that. Carbon, 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 carbon.